Welcome back to the stock game. Well, let's go across to Pankaj to discuss his third pick, which is on Maruti futures. A sell call on that one, and with a target price of 1125. Pankaj, what factors are not auguring well for the company?
The immediate reason was the kind of closing we had in the stock yesterday. Stock closed above its 20, 50, 200-day moving average, which almost overlap each other at 1160. So that was the immediate trigger. And what we believe that post-short covering of this opening of Manesar plant, that short covering scene is now over. And even the August numbers, automobile numbers, should be subdued kind of numbers. So taking that into consideration, we feel that Maruti could again see levels closer to 1100 rupees, and then that prompted us to go short with a target of 1125.
Okay, those are some of the levels to watch out for. The Maruti and Manesar overhang certainly seems to have abated, although the counter is off in today's session. To AP paper, then, that counter 11% up yesterday, Siddhartha. It's refusing to abate. It's 1.5% higher today. We're hearing perhaps that an SAT order is in the offing. Anything you're picking up?
So yesterday's movement intraday and the closing was can be termed as a price volume breakout, and the stock had been trading between 310 and 335, 37 level for substantial period of time. 2-4 days of trading I've seen. So it was a breakout, and so I thought that it would be a continuation of movement, and it did hit my supposed to target in the morning, but nevertheless I think the open offer at 600 rupees, I don't know what percentage of current shareholders would be eligible for that open offer, but that looks quite pricey, and that's why I thought let's do the buying part of it. Going forward, I think it should inch above levels of 400.
All right, Siddharth's target for AP paper has already been met. Rohit, your next pick is SKS Microfinance. Your target has also been achieved on that one. It did open higher but has been slipping downwards. What direction do you estimate it will take from here on?
Well, coming around 1.5 years back, it was completely, kind of a negative, what you say, lower tops, lower bottoms, for the past 1.5 years. Suddenly a good bounce back has appeared from 55 levels, so going ahead, I would expect a target of 125.
Okay, that's an SKS Microfinance. Over the last 7 days has shoved up a whopping 17% already. Talk about then the Glenmark Pharma. That's the last and final pick in Pankaj's portfolio. The counter has been outperforming and doing very well. So from the pharma basket, Pankaj, would you estimate that this would be a very strong contender?
Absolutely. I think the kind of story we are seeing, the kind of outperformance we have seen in pharma and FMCG, and this is definitely part of that gang, Glenmark, Ipca, Cipla, Lupin, Ajanta, those kind of stories. And what we've seen in Glenmark, the way the stock has climbed from levels closer to 300 to levels closer to 430, 440 now in last 3-4 months, and it has been very consistently trading above 20 DMA. So that shows the kind of strength this counter has on short-term as well as medium-term basis. Stock has been regularly hitting 52-week high. So that was the consideration. Pharmaceutical story along with the stronger technicals and the positive momentum oscillators with which the stock had closed yesterday, that prompted us, or rather compelled us, to go long on the stock.
All right, another pick from the auto space is Tata Motors by Siddharth. Siddharth, you have a sell call on that one with a target of 232. What's your reading on the charts for this one?
Oh, it's a very simple reading in terms of having, it's trading below the 200 days moving average at 242. So basically, it should always be a sell call as long as it trades below that. Fundamentally, I suppose I would be a buyer close to 220, 225 levels. 220, 225 levels. For today, it was a sell call because I thought that yesterday's movement between 232 and 239 was a short covering kind of stuff. So that should not continue, and that's over by yesterday's clearing situation. So I went for a short position, and I would definitely become a buyer close to 220, 222 levels.
Okay, underlying momentum is fairly positive for Tata Motors, but on an intraday basis, Siddhartha is shorting that one. Rohit, your last and final pick, AstraZeneca, holding up in today's market, but you can't argue with the fact that valuations for some of these pharma counters are very expensive. So what is the right level to pick it up at, and where do you see it headed?
Well, actually, what I'm seeing is that for this particular stock, you can see a kind of a rising trend line, on the stochastic pattern, which is mirrored on the stock price also, on the line chart, if you can draw on the stock prices. So definitely, I would expect this stock to firm up more in the next few months. Easily, a target of 2000 can be achieved. Those who have got the target, it's good enough right now for the intraday, but you can hold on to it. But keep a stop loss of 1850, those who want to enter again, again at this particular point for a target of 2000.
Okay, AstraZeneca off by 0.2% at 1897. Well, gentlemen, let's quickly see how the calculator is panning out. That's Pankaj Jain. Remember, he was in the leading spot yesterday. Today, he's been stopped out on Unilever, target hit on IFCI, and all in all, he's making a 4% gain. I think that's around 22,000 rupees. To Siddhartha Chatterjee then, stopped out on GVK and JSW, target achieved on AP paper. But all in all, it's a gain of 2.8% and that's 14,000 rupees. To Rohit Shinde finally, and he's seeing a bit of weakness on Madhusan Sumi, but all the other three target prices have been achieved. So firmly in the green with a 5% notch up. So 25,000 rupees looks like he has gone back to the numero uno position. But we'll only know who the final winner is of the stock game at 3:30 p.m. on closing trades. You don't want to miss it. Rohit Shinde, Siddhartha Chatterjee, appreciate you taking out the time. It's been a very enjoyable week, as well as Pankaj Jain, who's joining in on the phone line. Appreciate you gentlemen being with us on the stock game. But with that, we're completely timed out right here on Market Sense. Up next, a hot market on BNS on the stock game. Up next is Market Sense.